Hey guys, before this video starts, just allow me to speak for about a minute here to talk about something that's near and dear to me. As you can see with my shirt, I am wearing the shirt from Overland Motorworks. I am really good friends with the guys who own this company. I'm not affiliated with them as far as sponsorship is concerned, but the guys who own this are such cool guys, and they are from Tennessee. And as a lot of you know, the South was basically ravaged by Hurricane Helene this past week, and they're still out there even looking for missing people and still finding bodies, and the death count is just continuing to rise. And as someone who lives here in Florida, this is close to my heart. We're okay. My family's okay. Luckily, we live in that one area of Florida that didn't get hit by the hurricane, but other communities were not so lucky. As members of the overland and off-road community, this affects all of us. It affects the trails that we love to get on that might be damaged or non-existent now. It might have affected friends that we have. I've been keeping tabs with the guys at Overland Motorworks. In fact, one of the owners that I'm very close to, he said that the eye of the storm literally passed over his house. And he has been busy pretty much every day going around his community and helping out where he can. If it moves you, jump on Instagram, look for Overland Motorworks, follow them, go say hi, give a word of encouragement for the work that they're currently doing over there. Daniel, if you're watching this, you know I'm just a phone call away. Hit me up if you need anything, bro. For the rest of you, thank you for listening to that really quickly. Let's jump into this video. This is one of 3 Frontrunner wolf packs that I own that I use to carry all of my gear. And the way I've had mine in the last few years is all 3 boxes are strapped to the top of my rooftop tent. The problem I have though is that when I do need something, I have to basically take out the rooftop tent ladder, get up to the top, unstrap all of this, open it up, and grab what I need. The other thing too is that when we do get to camp, I gotta go up there, unstrap all 3, bring them all down one at a time, just so that I can open my tent. And then the next day when we're about to leave, I gotta close the tent and then bring 3 boxes all the way back up and strap them up again. And I kind of want to get away from that, not get away from cargo boxes necessarily, because these still do have function, but I want to grab some of the stuff that I have in these 3 boxes and kind of condense them into a trail bag that I can carry inside the vehicle so that it's easy access. And then the only boxes I'll have at the top are 2, and it'll be my kitchen one and my camp setup one, and those are things that I'm never gonna need until we get to camp anyway. And that is what we're doing today. I have spent this past week building out what I like to call the ultimate trail bag that has all the essentials I could possibly need and have it be easily accessible when I need it. This is my DMOS Rally Bag, and DMOS had sent this to me, I don't know, about a few months ago, and I actually have a full review on this bag if you want more detail about that. But I've been trying to, since then, find a use for this, just because I already have so many other bags and kits. Like I have my recovery bag from Max Trax, I have a duffel bag that I use for clothing from Gorilla Dirt that I love, and this one I'm like, well, there's nothing that I really need another bag for, until I decided, you know what, let's try to get rid of one of the cargo boxes and make a trail bag. This is more of an essentials gear of things that I need no matter what kind of trip we're on, whether we're off-roading or whether we're just camped up at a spot somewhere for a few days, because not every trip needs my recovery gear, not every trip needs my air tools, but the stuff that I have in here are things that I'm always gonna need no matter where we go or what we do. So we're gonna start right here at the heart of the system, when I discovered that these tool bags I had fits perfectly inside the Rally Bag. Now, I've talked about these bags before. These tool bags are from Overland Gear Guy. Super affordable, super high quality, and if you want to watch the full review that I did on these bags, go check out the video that I posted last week. But imagine my surprise when I discovered that these bags fit into this bag like perfectly. I mean, come on, you couldn't get any better than that, and it's so organized. It's making my OCD happy. Now, this Rally Bag fits 4 of these bags perfectly, and since I only own 2, I ended up buying 2 more. So let's break down what's inside each of these tool bags, because this became the heart of the system. The Rally Bag from DMOS, and then the 4 gear bags from Overland Gear Guy. I have a bag for power, got one for lights, got one for repellents, and I got one for camp. Now, my power bag is pretty simple. These are just all the power cords that we've ever needed. Like, this is for my IceCo power bank to recharge it back up. I got my IceCo fridge plug. That way, if we have a place where there's actual electrical, then I don't have to kill my dual battery with the fridge. I can plug it up directly there. I also have my Blue Eddy chargers if I need to recharge my Blue Eddies or plug it up to solar. That's what this one is. And then I have my ElecHive Zero Breeze power bank stuff, like attachments for it. So this is basically just all power cables. And what I might put in here also are some phone cables, USB-Cs, a couple of extra other things, or anything else that I might get in the future that requires an AC port or just USB stuff, then all of it will go into here. I might even put some power, like small power banks in here in the future, but that's power supply. Next one is repellent. I did this in my last video. This is just repellent stuff. I have my Flex Tail Official. I took it out of the little case that it came in. It's just a little bit easier to carry this way. I got spray for your skin, obviously. A couple of those. I have like citronella sprays like this as well. And then I have a defogger, which has helped out. You just spray this around the camp, and then you will kind of keep away some of the bugs and mosquitoes. Still a lot of room in there, so I'll probably put like citronella candles and whatever other repellent type of things we might need. Next up is lights. I did this one also in my last video. Still a lot of room in here as well. I have my Goal Zero, has a big LED light over here, and then it also has like a flashlight on the other end, and it's also like hangable. It's pretty cool to have on the table sometimes. I also have my Goal Zero little lantern, and these work out really well. I also have the crushable kinds, but those are in other kits. And then I have this one from Overland. I've done a review on this before. I like this because it kind of flowers out like this, and it lights really well. You can hang it somewhere and it provides you some light. Oop, oh yeah, this needs to be recharged. Also got some string lights that I got at an REI flash sale or whatever it was. These aren't like super bright, just kind of creates ambiance around camp, and they're very long, and you can put this like underneath an awning or something. And then I also have an extra sea sucker light. This mounts to like it's like a suction cup with like a bendable thing, so you can put it on the side of your rig and kind of focus it wherever you want. So it lights up there, but there's also like an LED light here for like downward lighting. Now, I only use one of these for my sea sucker stuff, and I have that already in another box, but when I need an extra one, if the other one dies out, then I bust out this one. I minimized this kit. Most of the lights that I have now at camp are already on the rig, whether that's like side lights, rear lights, rock lights. And then with my DMOS Light Ranger, which is basically like a street light, that just gives overall lighting the camp. So these are just auxiliary, small little auxiliary lights when we need it. You can put headlamps in here, whatever else you might need there. And then finally, one for camp, like a hammock. If we have a chance to put up a hammock, then we have a hammock. We have playing cards if somebody gets bored. We also have this because we've done campsites before where the electrical is for RVs, and you're gonna want like a converter that goes from like one of these larger wattage or larger volt type of plugs to just a regular AC on the other side. I've used this maybe once or twice, not many times, but when we do need it, it's right there. Also got a stake puller, so if you have stakes on the ground, this just allows you to pull them out easier, or you can use this to basically turn some of those stakes and things like that. Speaking of stakes, I have some extra stakes here. Most of the stakes we have, like for our awning and for our bathroom, is within those kits. But in the event that we need an extra set of stakes, we have that here. And if someone is at camp who just needs some stakes, maybe they forgot theirs, I can, you know, just give them this bag. And it's these kind of stakes that work really well, actually. And then finally, I have one of these. These came in a pack. You've probably seen me wear the shorter ones on my wrist, but these things are awesome. I forget the name of the company. Oh, it's right here. It's Model, M-O-D-L. They have all these holes on here, so if you ever need to strap something up on the fly and you don't have anything anywhere, then you can strap something around the tree and then just and you just use the holes to adjust that strap, and it holds really well. Some people use these on their molly panels. Funny thing is, one time I had two short ones on my wrist and I ended up using it to tie up my sway bar disconnects so that it's out of the way, so I didn't have to remove my sway bars completely. I just took off the bottom, rolled it up, and then used the two straps I had on my wrist. I'm like, oh, let me use this to tie it up, and I tied up my sway bars. Really handy to kind of have one of these, again, from Model. All right, moving on to all the other things that I have in this bag. First off, I have my hammer for stakes. This is, you know, stake things down, and then I have a puller on the other side. Over here as well, I have these. This comes in super handy. These are fire resistant or heat resistant gloves. Now, I wouldn't advise you to use this to move fire logs around, but I've had a friend do that and he wasn't harmed. But please don't do that. I usually use this for if I need to move something onto the grill or grab a pot, or if sometimes I need to handle my Blackstone top and I need to kind of move it out of the way, use these and prevent yourself from getting burned. Now in the other pocket, I have one of these inflators from Deep Sleep. This is just to inflate like air mattresses or the Deep Sleep mattresses that I did a review on. It has a light on it so you can kind of see what you're doing there. And I also use this for like small inflatables that my son might bring if we're gonna go to the springs or whatever. And then in the long pocket here, got my Nomad Mini, which has come in really useful, as much as a lot of you guys are like, man, that's a kid's shovel. I've been using this like for the fire or digging up you know, holes if I need to poop, digging out fire pits when we need it as well, or move fire logs around. Put it together with this and you're golden. Then I also have my machete from Odin Wolf. I barely use this, but it's here, and I like this one because it's a little bit shorter, not one of those big machetes. This is just a great pocket up here to hold those long pieces of gear like this. And normally I would put this hammer into there as well, but the sharpness of these on the ends, I don't want it ripping up this fabric. If DMOS could ever make this bag again, but just not have this be this kind of a mesh where it's just more of a ripstop that is durable, then I can put stuff like this in there. But right now, because it's like a mesh pocket, I don't want to like poke the holes and make them bigger. So I just put it in there. So moving on to the externals of what I have attached to this bag and the pockets that it has. It only has one pocket on the outside, and that's right here. And in there, that's where I put my Silky. I use this a ton. If you've ever watched any of the survival shows that's on TV, you'll see that a lot of people use this because it does work. It works really good, really great saw. And that's why I don't have that inside. I have it right here. One, because it fits perfectly in there, and two, if I need it, like we're on the trail and there's like just a branch that's in the way that might just cause damage or whatever, I can just open this up, grab this really quick, and saw it off without me having to dig into the bag itself. And then on the other side where I have my molly panels, that's where I have my two walkies from Midland. These are the GXT 3000. The one that I love, the GXT 67 Pro, I have that in the Jeep, and that stays in the Jeep, and I use that constantly. But for like just regular walkies, if we're gonna go hike or whatever, or I need to loan a walkie to someone who doesn't have comms in their vehicle, then I have it in this bag, easy to get to. Now DMOS also sent me their MOLLE bag, which I attached to the bag itself, and I have some stuff in here as well. Here in the front, quick grab, my front runner LED headlamp. Now I did a whole video on why I really don't like wearing headlamps, and the main reason is because I wear hats, and when you put on a headlamp, then the brim gets in the way. So I tend to just use some of the flashlights that I have that have a clip on it, so I can put it in the front. But in the event that that dies out, or my wife needs a headlamp, or my kid needs a headlamp, then I have one stuffed here and easy to get to. And in the main pocket, I have a couple things in there as well. I have a spare butane torch, and then I also have the Blackbeard fire starter kit. This is kind of ironic, right? Because this is also a MOLLE bag, and it's weird to put that inside another MOLLE bag. I used to have this on a MOLLE panel behind the passenger seat, and it was great there because I could easily access things, but it didn't work out well for me because when we're starting a fire, it's usually not close to the vehicle. And as you guys might know, trying to remove MOLLE bags from MOLLE panels can be a bit of a pain, especially putting them back on. So every single time I needed to start a fire, I would have to go to the vehicle, kind of unlatch everything, remove it, and then try to snake it back through again to reattach it, or just open the bag and grab what I need and bring it over to the fire. But yeah, it wasn't working out that way. So instead, I decided to just keep it in this bag, put it in here for easy access. And all that's in here are things that Blackbeard has for their kits, which is great, by the way. You should look them up, Blackbeard Fire. I'm out of the sticks that they have, so I need to order some more, but there's usually sticks that go in here. There's also like a flint and this fire starter right here. I also put an extra lighter in case any of those run out. Got a Blackbeard Fire butane torch here. I mean, clearly I have many ways to start a fire. And then in this little pocket, something fun that we use sometimes, this is called Magical Fire. This is great for the kids. You throw it into the campfire and it turns the fire into different colors. Just don't toast marshmallows when this thing is in there. There's chemicals in here you don't want going on your marshmallow. But after everybody has done their s'mores or whatever and the kids want to see something pretty cool, you can kind of throw this in there and it changes the fires into these different colors, and it's fun. And that just fits nicely and perfectly in here. Quick grab again. And that's it. That is my complete, at least for now, trail bag. Everything that I need at camp that I can move from one vehicle to the other, and it's all easy access. Yours might look different. You might need air tools, or you might need regular tools, or your recovery gear or kitchen stuff. Set it up however you want and whatever makes sense for you. The backbone of the system is basically the DMOS Rally Bag and the 4 Overland Gear Guy tool bags that fit perfectly in here. So that's what makes this very organized. So you can run the same system, buy yourself the DMOS bag, get some of these bags, or if you want to, just go to Overland Gear Guy and get the 4 tool bags with the bigger bag that it comes in, and it just fits perfectly in that one as well. What I might do as far as modifications on this bag is put a Velcro strip at the bottom of this bigger bag, because that's how the Overland Gear Guy bag is. There's a Velcro strip at the bottom, and you'll see there's a Velcro strip at the bottom of these. The only downside that I'm seeing to that though is that, yeah, it'll be more secure because you have it Velcroed down. But then if I need to pull these things out, it might just be a pain trying to... Did that even sound right? But that's my setup. If you have any ideas on what else I can put in here, drop it in the comments below. I love hearing ideas like that. So long as it's something that is used at camp and can be used no matter what kind of trip you go on. Something that is basically a universal thing that we're always going to need. Let me know and I'll drop it in here. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you smash, actually don't smash, organize those like buttons. Subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell so we can let you be aware of new videos when they come out. And if it moves you, support us on Patreon. It gives you access to all of our videos before everyone else and gives you access to our live streams when we do them. And as always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at BSaBurden4601. My name is Asia Sampson, and I will see you next time. Oh, before you go, I did just want to mention again, any help you can give, like as far as donations or anything like that to the hurricane relief stuff, just go online and look for ways you can help, because there are a lot of people that are suffering right now. And this weekend, I'm actually going to head over to Big Bend with a couple of our Overland friends and help out the state in which we live and help out basically people who are, who need a lot of help and can use some 4x4 vehicles to help them move some garbage, move some trees, cut some trees, things like that. So that's where I'll be headed this weekend. And I hope you find ways that you can help as well. Just, again, make sure you check with local authorities to make sure you're not getting in the way of like relief and rescue efforts. But that's it. Thank you guys all for being so supportive of everyone who's going through this storm.